Welcome to the Small Business Safari, where I help guide you to avoid those traps, pitfalls, and dangers that lurk when navigating the wild world of small business ownership. I'll share those gold nuggets of information and invite guests to help accelerate your ascent to that mountaintop of success. It's a jungle out there, and I want to help you traverse through the levels of owning your own business that can get you bogged down and distract you from hitting your own personal and professional goals. So strap in, adventure team, and let's take a ride through the safari and get you to the mountaintop. Alan, will you let me finish what I was doing? Again, you always leave it in the green room. You never let us keep going. The music just ended, and now here I am reprimanding you because before we got started, once again, you left it in the green room, Alan.
I'm the worst.
You are the worst at that, and you're always making it about you.
What? I mean, why do you put up with me?
I don't know. This has been so hard. I can't believe we're partners on this. Oh,
It's a
people.
labor of love.
Oh, my God.
Such a burden.
Oh,
Thank you for carrying me all these years.
Where was I, Alan? I don't know. I'm kind of in the fog.
Yeah,
Damn.
just in the gloom. It's raining out.
It is, so weather pattern, we went from the driest ever, Atlanta's going to be in a drought, to we've had more water than ever. And of course, you listen to the news, they only tell you what they want to hear, right? Well, this still hasn't taken us out of the drought.
Oh, really? The connector downtown was flooded for the first time since I've lived here.
We actually had a Waymo take a dive into the water. No, Waymo, no. And then it goes, it thinks it's a submarine. Whoosh.
Can you imagine the passenger in that Waymo at that point?
Yeah.
It's like, ooh, look at me with a driverless car. It's like, I need to take the wheel. And get away from this.
Where's my snorkel?
Right.
So we got a great guest for you guys today. This is the one thing we keep talking about. Mindset makes a difference. How you treat yourself makes a difference. And what do we do as entrepreneurs? None of it. We absolutely burn it as hard as we can. We go out there and try to make it happen. Literally this morning, guys, all I said was, Chris, put your battle armor back on and get your ass back out there and go fight some more. Because that's what you got to do every once in a while. You just got to get after it and get moving. And sometimes everybody thinks being an entrepreneur is glamorous and sexy, and we go out there and we play golf on Thursday afternoon with our friends, and then we drink till the wee hours.
Which we did that.
Oh, we did do that.
Yeah.
All right. For the longtime listeners, Alan, whose course did you finally get to play?
I finally got allowed on your course, which I can see from your window right here. And thank you, Chris.
You are welcome, Alan. And
you should
really thank your friends who I like better.
Yeah,
they said, let's get this together.
Yeah, clearly you invited them, and then you were forced to bring me along.
So we did. We had a great foursome with two of your longtime friends and my new friends. We had a blast. Got it in between the raindrops that happened here a lot, but man, we had a lot of good fun. And that was a Thursday. But with that Thursday comes a Saturday, Daddy working all day, getting caught back up. Guys, we got a great episode. We got to jump into it, don't we?
Yeah. And I mean, you're burning the candle at both ends. What'd you have for breakfast?
I had a Chick-fil-A biscuit because we had training this morning with the team.
Good. Lots of fat and carbs.
That's right.
Fuel you for the day.
I shoved it down with 2 coffees.
I think that sounds really good. What do you think, David?
Yeah, we could probably do a little better, but it's not bad. Better than a lot of people.
All right. Okay. And who are we talking to? We're talking to David Forster, and he is going to talk to us today, guys. Getting your head straight, doing the things right, but talking about a lot of different stuff. We're excited about this. David, I just blanked on, and you got your name on your shirt, and I forgot. Tell everybody what you do and what the name of your company is.
Yeah, Systems Over Sweat is the name of my company. I'm actually wearing a Taussig landscape polo today because I'm also the COO of a landscape company here in Kansas. But the Systems Over Sweat, we focus on simplifying systems and actually working on your brain performance to be able to lead those systems at full capacity. So,
and I think it's important for the listeners to know you've built and sold numerous businesses, right? I mean, very successful entrepreneurs. So this is not somebody just coming in and talking about gobbledygook about nutrition and sleep and stuff like that. It's somebody who's done it.
I'm not a career school kind of guy. I dropped out of college. I loved my education. I studied kinesiology, kind of worked my way through the upper level classes of what I wanted to learn, and then realized that career at that time, 20 whatever years ago, didn't pay very well. and I was making pretty good money working for a stonemason. So I started my own construction business, and 25 years later, I had 4 of those and a couple of retail businesses and a couple logistics businesses, and um, found the same pattern in myself of when I would hit burnout, where the stress and anxiety would just get to be too much. And I built my way out of it using what I learned in school about exercise science and how that affects the brain and all that good stuff.
So let's talk about that because I've never been through that, Alan. Okay, yes, of course we all know that, guys. If you listen to the podcast enough, you know that Chris goes through this almost on an hourly
Going to
basis.
Vegas is not exercise.
No?
No.
Well, that's the way I get myself out of my fog. All right, but
It does get your heart rate up. I mean, that
You
counts,
get a lot of steps walking around the casinos.
that's for sure. I'm telling you, man. You could stay in one casino and get 10,000 steps in without even blinking an eye, man. Those, especially when the blackjack tables aren't running right, and you got to go find the one that's going to run
But
right.
Vegas is more of a holistic approach.
I guess it is.
I guess so.
But what I want to find out is how do you know when you're in that or slipping down that slope? I think that's the hard part for a lot of us is that I just said it before, at the start of the podcast, man. I strapped on the battle armor this morning. I said, get out there and let's go kick some ass. But how do you know when you're getting into that funk?
Right. I mean, it's a slow fade, right? I mean, you go through it and you can go through a dip, but really being in that place where, you're about to throw in the towel, you're actually been thinking burnout in your mind more than a few times over the course of a month or so. My wife and I actually made a rule, and we didn't make it up, but we heard another couple that said, if we wake up more than 3 days in a row and don't want to go do what we're doing, we have to make a change. And that doesn't mean like just sell it or get out or whatever, but you got to make some adjustments. So I think a lot of people,
Good gold nugget.
That's a great one. 3 days in a
a lot
row.
of people live there.
But it doesn't have to be the jump off the ledge. It doesn't have to be the drop the company, stop what you're doing. It's change what you're doing.
Right.
So
Yeah, something's got to change.
All right. So give us that structure. Give us some. How do you get out of that stuff, man? I don't know.
Yeah.
Yes.
So Chris is looking for free therapy, by the way. So go ahead.
I need some.
Yeah.
The paid stuff's not working right now.
Where what worked for me, man, I tell you, is a funny story. I would get into that like seasonal kind of burnout feel in the construction industry. It's like feast or famine summer, especially in the Midwest, right? Like your snow removal, and then in the middle of the summer, it's like, well, don't plant anything. It's only hardscapes. Like you're just kind of all over the place. And I found myself just about every July, like, okay, let's just take a week off. And so I was in that place of running our 3rd landscape business, and was praying about like, there's got to be something different. Like something's got to be different I'm 36 years old, which isn't old, right? But it's just like, is this what I want to do for the next 30 years? And my wife pops in and she goes, hey, by the way, that $5,000 bike hanging on the wall in the garage, if you don't go ride it, I'm going to sell it. And I was like, oh, okay. Well, so I went for a ride, and about 20, 30 minutes into that ride, like something happened. I've ridden bikes my whole life. I've been competitive. I raced motocross. I raced bicycles, all that. And something just like, it just all fell off. And all the problems that I was trying to solve over the last few weeks, I just all of a sudden was like, oh, I had clarity. I knew how to solve this. I was like, for the next 30, 40 minutes before I got home, I was just like solving problems. And I walked in and told my wife, like, I don't know what just happened, but that was amazing. And I got to go tell as many people as I can about it. And about what I thought was going to be position that business to sell, and like, maybe we'll figure something out. About 3 weeks later, we signed a lease on opening a retail bike shop.
So Chris, you're going to go out and buy a bike now, aren't you?
So I was about to tell him the good news is I really appreciate what you're doing, and I used to ride mountain bikes when I was in college, but one of my favorite phrases, Alan, is I got a tender tank. You know what that means?
No.
That means my ass is raw, bro.
Yeah.
This ass can't be raw. It's raw for other reasons. It's not that. It's like, I shit too much. No, but what? No, that's even worse. So I don't know. It's just tender tank.
Bring it back.
Oh,
Come on.
What?
Land the plane.
I can't.
Oh my
So
goodness.
not opening a bike shop. No, because I could give nobody.
You don't want to open a bike shop. You just
You don't
need
want to open a bike
ride.
shop.
You need to go on a bike ride. By the way,
Yeah.
I was in the coolest bike shop in Sisters, Oregon this year, and they had 6 different beers on tap. And I mean, it was the hardcore mountain bike shop, but you could also
That's how
get
I
a nice craft brew.
after
So there's an idea
in
for
grad
you,
school.
Kansas.
That's how I that was my outlet in grad school, was to help drop weight after playing football. Was I started riding mountain bikes with these guys and I
Okay.
had a lot of fun. But let's go back to this again. You found an activity, and that activity allowed your brain to kind of uncouple from the problems you were having, and you're like, man, I'm out riding again, and you kind of freed your brain up to start talking through exercise.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
And when I got back, I mean, so my kinesiology background like popped into my curiosity of like, okay, like what happened? Because I've ridden bikes like a lot. I never
Well,
felt that.
I
Like
want to
what?
throw this in there. We don't talk about it a lot. Chris and I are both men of faith, so you prayed about it. Then you went on the bike ride, and then something happened. I think that's kind of a cool chain of events, don't you think, Chris?
I agree. I wanted to hear what he had to say. You're right. Because again, back in being men of faith and also, have an engineering background, and I get into these arguments about, well, then you must not believe in God because you're a scientist. I'm like, man,
Who invented science?
you're digging hard, man, because who came up with all of it? So, I believe in that and what you talked about, but I was going down the science path of how did that happen? Because for all of us, it doesn't even have to be a bike. It could be a walk. I did that the other day. I just said, instead of going to the gym today, I'm going to go take a walk around my neighborhood. Just a man in his thoughts with the music playing. And I came back going, all right, okay, yeah, no, yeah, that's right. I got to get on this. Oh, I forgot that. And you're right. You got out of it because I was just walking and enjoying outside. But that's just walking. That's not hardcore biking. And definitely not getting the tender tank, which is not the episode of this episode title. Chris does not want a tender tank. That's before
I
I
didn't
got
want to think about that at all. Let's
it
change the
used to
subject.
be cool, and now when I say it now out loud, I realize
sounds
now it's
terrible.
Well, it's because our society got really screwed up. Back when I was saying it, which is forever ago, I mean, it was okay. Because you've heard the phrase, haven't you?
No,
I'm not looking at you, David. No,
of course he
God
doesn't.
damn it.
Not tank. I mean, I've heard tender other things, but
Oh, yeah, those two. Hello. I was trying to clean it up. I thought tender tank was clean. All right. Anyway, so let's talk about the science of kinesiology. What did you find out when you came back and said, "Hey, that kind of worked"? What happened? What was it? What's the science?
yeah. So when you're doing specifically in continuous aerobic exercise, your brain releases some proteins. They're called BDNF, the brain-derived neurotropic factor. And it also then reduces cortisol. Most people are familiar with cortisol. It's the stress hormone. It's produced in your adrenal glands. It's the fight or flight kind of mechanism. And it's really valuable, right? If you're running from a tiger or you need like a burst of like safety, like survival type stuff, right? So you're in a
Or you're
bank
dealing with a
robbery,
really
you
shitty
need to get
client.
out.
I feel like I have buckets of cortisol.
I think I'm on cortisol overload. In fact, I think we're cortisol overachievers, Alan.
I know. When I sweat, it's cortisol.
If you're entrepreneurial at all, it probably is. Yeah. Most people are just living in constant like.
All right. So how do I
stress,
find this
so-
BDNF?
Yeah.
That's what I want.
Get off your ass is what he's saying.
Consistent aerobic,
Trunk,
right? Especially HIIT workouts, high intensity intervals.
Okay.
It takes 6 minutes is enough to boost the BDNF production by 4 to 5 times in your brain. And being at about 80% effort. So walking isn't going to boost it that quick, right? Just a normal walk. But if you go for like an intense ruck, like a hike where you're just like, your pace is really high with a weighted vest and you can get into that heart rate zone, it's going to release that protein. And what that does is rebuilds and repairs the synapses and the neurons. So you actually can create new brain cells. So sip away at the bourbon and don't be too worried. But
Cheers.
Nice.
Keep doing it.
That's the best thing.
Here's what I just took away. I can drink bourbon all afternoon doing podcasts with Alan, and then all I have to do the next morning for 6 minutes is hit it, and then I'm back.
And when you go to Vegas, you get plenty of steps.
But I don't get I just
You
need
just
6
walk
minutes.
faster.
He just said, get your heart rate up for 6 minutes. Are you talking heart rate like at 110, 115 maybe? What is that?
80%, whatever. So probably like 150, 170.
Whoops. All right. So high intensity workouts get it kicking more. So that's one thing you found.
Yep.
And so you said rucksack, heavy weighted vest. Have you ever done that?
No, I've had like ankle weights, and I mean it makes a big difference.
I've had leg warmers too, Ellen.
No,
And
ankle weights.
okay, whatever.
Dick. That was a good one. I got to give you that.
Thank you. All right. Let's find out some more of what else we can do. Shall we?
You're wasting.
All right. Let's go, David. Sorry. We're wasting your time,
Yeah, you're good.
but we're fun. We think
So doing that is gonna actually, and I'll give you a little. I missed something. Must have been.
we think we're
amuse
funny.
ourselves.
We think we're hilarious.
No,
And you're
we're
over there
not,
going,
but-
God, guys, this is the worst one I've ever been on.
Why
All right.
did-
Don't worry
why
about
did
it.
I
It'll
look
get
at
better.
my calendar
It'll get
today?
better, David. Don't worry. Don't worry. I'm
All right.
glad you remembered
We're
this
just
one.
getting warmed up.
I'm just getting warmed up.
The a unique little thing that I like to do that some will call it dual tasking, but and that's another method you can do to actually create neural pathways that you're wanting to create new things in and expand your brain's capacity to handle chaos. But what I like to do is while that BDNF is high, so if you're doing an intense workout or within the 30 minutes after, is like a podcast like this or an audiobook or something that you're wanting to learn. And when it's creating those new pathways, you'll be thinking through the problem solving of what you're trying to learn, and it will actually help that new learning stick. It's kind of fun.
We should work out before our next podcast.
I think we're going to. You know what? I got the gym right over there, Ellen. We've never hit it once. Well, we're going to go in there. We're going to put our little.
It's a damn nice gym too.
It is a nice gym. I mean, I use it, but that's interesting because I will say I've done the. I've got the treadmill. We've got the weights, and then we've got the Stairmaster in there. And I've done the high intensity ones, and I would say 20 minutes on that. You're walking off there going, "Ooh, I burned some calories, bro." And I was burning, but I wasn't thinking about this. And now I'm like looking forward to going and trying that out. And then
But
I'm gonna.
I mean, after you get a good workout, you get lathered up. I mean, you're excited, you've got good energy, and I could see that you could be making better decisions.
Yeah. Most people just think like exercising puts me in a good mood, but it physiologically does change. It changes your hormones and it changes your dynamic of how your brain is operating. So yeah, the Stairmaster or put your treadmill at like a high incline and 4 miles an hour or something like that, and just like get after it. And
What he doesn't know is that my treadmill backs up. There's a wall right behind my treadmill, and there was one time.
Is there a dent?
Oh yeah. Because there was one time I did exactly what he just said. I'm gonna I put this thing way up there. I'm gonna go, trip, boom, bam, and the thing. Guess what? It doesn't do. It doesn't stop.
No, just keeps shoving you against the wall.
So just imagine a fat fucker sitting in the back on boom, 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 boom. I couldn't get off it. I had to roll off of it and then turn it off. David didn't want to hear all that. Okay, keep going.
So the opposite of the high intensity workout is sleep, getting good sleep. And entrepreneurs, I mean, Chris and I were talking about it in the green room. I mean, we've both had some sleepless nights lately, and just to say, okay, I need to sleep better because I know it's good for me, doesn't necessarily work. And I'm sure Chris has tried, and booze doesn't give you good sleep either.
Yeah, give me some more.
Yeah, okay.
Thanks. So let's talk. So working out's good. And we're talking about your 4 pillars. I know that's what we're moving through. So let's talk about sleep because also when you tell yourself, man, I'm not sleeping well, but I really got to sleep well. Do you sleep any better?
No, or if you wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning and you're thinking about that person that pissed you off or whatever, that deal that you need or the payroll you need to make, it's kind of it's kind of hard to make yourself go back to sleep.
Yeah. So 2 or 3 things that like you guys just lit up for me, and even just what you said. So one, you got to make sure set an alarm to go to bed, not an alarm to wake up, right? Like be more consistent with your bedtime, and your melatonin production and all of that stuff will actually get in better rhythm and will cause you to start to want to go to bed sooner if you start that rhythm going. Stop eating 3 hours before bed. Stop drinking water 2 hours before bed, and no screens at least an hour before bed.
Yeah, that's huge.
That's the hard thing for so many.
No, that's a non-starter, dude. I love sports. Can I wear them with blue light glasses? No, I did. Can we work on that? Is there some functionality?
How about you? The late night bowl of cereal. I mean, I crave it like at 10 o'clock.
So I've heard this before, and so he one thing I want to go back. Gold nugget. Set an alarm to go to bed, because I do work out in the morning. So I go lift weights in the morning and then try to keep my cardio up while I'm doing it. But to get it all in, I got to get up by 5:30 or I'm going to miss it. So to get up at 5:30 at my age, I'm not 36, by the way. If anybody's watching on YouTube, maybe you
Me
might have
either
figured that out.
anymore.
I mean, I know I look. I mean, I honestly I look really good for 72.
You really do.
Thank you. But so I've started to say, man, I like, especially with NBA, NHL, NFL games going late at night because I love sports. You're like 10:30. I'm like, dude, if I don't get to bed, I'm not getting up. And I've actually had to go, all right, click, record. And I forced myself, my own internal alarm, but I said, I'm not going to watch the game and I'm going to put ESPN on mute and I'll get up in the morning and I'll check it later after I go.
So what's the science behind that? The chemistry or whatever? The blue light the hour before sleep.
That so yeah, it stops the melatonin production. It creates that blue light is basically like what we would want in the morning. It's that same like level of light that it's not allowing your body to start shutting down. It's going to keep stimulating, and so you're still in that like operating mode where if you take that off, and even the lights in your house, if you do more of like a warm tone versus the like daylight that a lot of people are using to keep things bright, it just flip just those lights on. So sometimes we'll turn our lights off and use lamps in order to set that tone, especially if, like for our kids and stuff. And that will help bring that melatonin production up so that you can start moving that direction.
Oh, genius hack on the kids too. How old are your kids now?
3 and 4 months.
Think about that one, Alan. If you would have known that shit then,
I'd have kept him in the dark.
Ours are a little bit older than you, David. Just a little bit, you know what I'm saying? Anyway, so you just hit on something that's really good. And so we didn't talk earlier, but I have a remodeling and handyman company here in Atlanta. So I talk with a lot of the trades. And I just had one of the higher end builders come on my radio show and talk about circadian rhythms are being built into high end homes for wellness lifestyles. And that's basically what you're saying is that our bodies get in a rhythm and you need to bring your rhythm down at night to be able to knock yourself back down. Interesting. Huh.
And consistency is key. Like, so many of us want to sleep in on the weekends or stay out late on the weekends. And it takes like days or weeks to reset that once you throw it off. So whatever time you like to get up during the week, if you can, just keep it consistent Saturday and Sunday also, and it will be so much easier rather than Monday morning feeling like, oh, we're back at it.
So people who travel are screwed.
Yeah. What are some travel hacks? Because I used to travel for a living before I started this biz. And I would say now when I travel, I am wiped out when I come back. I went out to Arizona for a conference. I came back. It took me like 3 days to get back on normal time. I was sluggish. And I was like, man, what am I doing wrong? Well, you're old. And you did drink a lot while you're out there. But anyway, back to you, David. How do you do that? Travel.
Stay as consistent as you can during the traveling, right? If you normally get up at a certain time and work out, try to fit that into whatever the scheduling is. But at the same time, like, give yourself grace. Like, there's the one-off things, and maybe you travel a lot. So it's building a rhythm that works for you in that you can keep as consistent as possible on both sides. My system and my timing for my life with the season of life that I'm in with kids and my business and so like it's totally different than anything you're going to need and anybody else is going to need. So
brother,
taking the concepts and building it in a way that you can give yourself grace on and that works for you. So
yeah, you're going to need that with a 4-month-old. Come on.
So do you have any
throes of it, bro?
Tricks for the waking up in the middle of the night, worrying about your business, getting back to sleep,
and having to take a pee?
Right idea.
Cool, guys.
No water 2 hours before helps with the pee part of it. I keep a notepad, right? And I try to offload everything I can before I go to bed. But if I wake up in the middle of the night and I'll start going through those things and I'm problem solving, and then I think I'll remember that in the morning and I'll go, and I can go, no, I don't. Like that's false. Like you're not going to remember. We all know that. And so I just have a notepad, or if I have to, my phone. And I just brain dump as much as I can in that moment. And it's amazing how quick then I'm not worried about it anymore. I know my notes are there. My thoughts are there. I'll handle it in the morning. I'm back at it.
So I actually believe that would really work. And I've never done that before because the flip side of that, the positive, your brain is working on stuff all night long. And so, like,
Yeah.
if I have to give a speech, I know now because I'm so old and I've done it a million times. I'm not ready for, I've worked on it. It's just not feeling right. And I know I go to sleep, my brain's going to keep working on it. And I swear to God, I wake up in the morning the day after deliver the speech and I'm like, I got it. And it's just because I've been processing it all night long. But if it's a
It,
if it's a negative thing, it eats at you all night long because you're whether or not your eyes are open or closed, your brain's still chewing on it.
it's
So I
still
like
going.
this
Yeah.
idea of trying to dump it onto a piece of paper. I've never tried that. I've heard it before, or voice memo on your phone or something. No blue light.
Yeah, I like the idea. I tried it a couple times. I have done it, and I reread some of the stuff that I voice memoed, and
I bet that was entertaining.
it's entertaining, guys. My dreams are a little effed up, if you know what I mean. And you're like, did it? What? Do what? Chris, what were you thinking? And I remember thinking this is a genius idea. And I heard the next morning, I'm like, that's not even implementable. I mean, it's not even close. I'm like, what were you thinking? I'm like, okay, well, all right, keep thinking. No, I think you're right. And Alan, you hit on something I use all the time in my business because I bring on I've got 32 employees, and we bring on handymen. And when I train them in culture training, when they first start with us, I said, listen, here's the good thing. I'm going to pour into you guys today. Here's the bad thing. Science says that you're only going to remember 7% of what I said, 38% of how I said it, and 55% of the way you felt when I was saying it or my interactions.
Because they were scared.
Well, no, that's the science behind all of it. I said the other part of our science, and I'm going to put this out there, is that a fully formed adult brain needs one full sleep cycle to comprehend what you just learned today. So tomorrow morning, here's the good news, guys. You're going to say, "Oh, I get what Chris was saying. He's a genius."
Is that,
That's exactly
is
what I
that what
said.
they say?
No, they don't. Clearly, we had training this morning. No, but that's the kind of stuff we talk about. That sleep is underrated, and you have to protect that with all your life. I mean, I think that's the one thing we all miss. Is that
And
if
you
there's
were
one thing you got to
you
protect
were
it.
mentioning brain fog at the start of the show, right? And
Yeah.
sleep it's not like if you can do it right in consistency. Sleep, like you said, Alan, it's when your brain can actually build. And so it's building and processing those things that you haven't quite wrapped up yet. It's always going to be doing that, but it also is the time when the trash man comes, right? That's when it cleans out all the junk. When you're asleep is when any of the cortisol and everything that was cleared while you were working out is now actually like, if you just imagine it like while you're working out, there's got like the janitor is throwing it all in the trash bags. And at night, the trash man comes and hauls the bags away. If you don't get enough sleep, the janitor, even if you're working out, the janitor is just throwing the stuff in the trash bags, but now the trash bags are piling up and then they're starting to stink and flies are coming. And it's like, oh, well, crap. That kind of worked, but not really. So
That's a gold nugget. I think right there, Alan. I think that's when, guys, if you're listening to this, a lot of people listen to podcasts when they're sitting in the car or driving around in the car doing your thing. Maybe you listen to us on a walk doing this thing. Go out there and put that mental image in there. And then when it happens, here's what I want you to do. When you wake up in the middle of the night and you saw the trash man taking your shit out, I want you guys to email me, Chris at thetrustedtoolbox.com, and say, hey, Chris, the garbage man just took it out. And I'm going to go, hey, brother, I think it just happened to me too. So I'm pumped because that's the mental image I'm going to bed with tonight. And I'm getting the notepad and I'm leaving it right next to my bed.
Are you really?
I am. I'm going to try it.
I think you are.
I'm going to share.
I think
I'm going
you're
to share.
serious.
I'm going to share. I am seriously going to do it 100%. And then I'm going to share some of the thoughts in the middle of the night.
Oh, that would be a good podcast right there.
No,
Chris has
it's
great ideas in the middle of the
totally incomprehensible. I have some of them still in my phone.
I love it.
It's
what
incredible.
I really want to see is the sketch artist version drawing of the trash man that you get. So that's what I want to see on the notepad.
And David wants to see a sketch of the trash man. Ooh.
All right, let's talk nutrition.
Yeah.
All right, the third pillar, nutrition.
Chris had a Chick-fil-A and a couple of cups of coffee. That sounds like jet fuel to me.
And we're doing this podcast at 5:00 Eastern at night. Ask me what I've had since then.
What have you had since then?
Water.
Really?
That's it.
Is
At
that,
least you
is
had
that
water.
normal?
I've been on
It
a
wasn't
roll.
Dr. Pepper.
No, yeah. No, actually, I've had to cut out pop.
Good.
Pop. That's such a Midwest
It
thing.
was such
Come
a,
on.
come on, David, what do you call it?
I don't even know. I go back and forth. Pop, soda, whatever.
Don't
bubbly.
be so snobbish. We're in Atlanta. Everybody calls it Coca-Cola here.
I thought I
Oh, yeah.
thought I knew you.
I am
I'm a
so
Pepsi guy, but
Oh,
I haven't
yeah.
drank. But I
Hey,
haven't
everybody,
drank Lop
get it in now.
5 years.
Yeah.
This podcast is over.
Yep.
We just had a holy war right
Thanks
there.
for a great day, David. I really
Hey, Dave,
appreciate
really
it.
appreciate you.
Yeah.
Good luck with that, buddy. Huh? Good. You sleep on that because Pepsi sucks. Coca-Cola forever.
Fair
We're in
enough.
Atlanta, bro. That's where it
know where
started.
Pepsi's made. It's got to be
What if I switch to
New
RC?
Jersey. That's okay. RC with peanuts in it. You know, that's a Tennessee thing.
That's a Tennessee thing. Where is Pepsi made? Where is it founded?
That's got to be some cesspool in New Jersey, like in the industrial armpit of New Jersey.
I don't know. I do know Dr. Pepper, Waco, Texas, where my son's at. And I could segue really hard right now because I have to kind of actually look at my phone to see if my lawyer son got his FedExed passport to him so he can stay employed. That's a whole different story.
There's something for the trash men to take out tonight.
Trash man's taking that sucker right out of here. All right, let's go to nutrition. So let's talk about, you said something before we got started. Give us the fourth pillar or the third pillar right now of nutrition.
Yeah. So I'm not going to bore you with the same details that everybody else is going to talk about around what you need to eat. Yes, you need to eat as clean and natural as you can, right? We don't want a bunch of processed stuff, blah, blah, blah. But
Chick-fil-A.
for me,
Fried
What's
cheese
that?
curds. That is fried cheese curds on that list.
Whataburger. Chick-fil-A again. Whataburger. In-N-Out. No. Those are all burgers. Yeah, not clean. So we're not going to go with that. Guys, everybody knows what clean is. Go look it up.
Right.
We've all know that. Plenty of
Yeah.
vegan options out there. You can go veg all you want. Go ahead. All right. Let's hit it with the real thing. What is it?
yeah, it's for me, it's more when you eat, right? So if you're looking at a vehicle, if you're driving a Ferrari, yeah, it's probably not the best to put like, whatever 85 octane fuel in it. You want premium fuel, right? But at the same time, if you're about out of gas, you really don't care what it is. You need gas in that thing to get, otherwise you're sitting on the side of the highway with a really nice fast car that won't go anywhere. So when you are looking at what are the important tasks, what are the things I need to do on a regular basis in my day, and building the way that you eat around that versus what most of us do and what I did for years was I need to go get this done. And so I'm gonna go get it done and then I'll reward myself with food when I have time. And so then I was short-tempered. I was not a great problem solver. I was just a bulldozer or a bull in a china closet. Like I could get crap done, but my team really didn't love it because I was just like, blah, 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 and my brain wasn't operating right. My blood sugar was low. I was just cranky. That would happen a lot. So
I can't identify with that at all.
Yeah, it doesn't sound like you at all.
Doesn't sound like me at all.
So are you telling Chris
the hell
that
up.
he needs to actually
Scallon. Yes, I might be a little
You haven't eaten
temperamental.
anything all day. So he needs to schedule his food along with his night time.
Yep. And the easy way for me to do it, I used to not eat much breakfast. I just have a cup of coffee and then I was out, and I might have lunch, but I like I said, I would reward myself. Once I got this done, then we'll have lunch. And so it was maybe like 2:00. So I didn't eat anything, if anything, before 7 a.m. I definitely didn't have anything else until 1 or 2. And then I would just like pound it for dinner. I would just, whatever I needed to replace because I was just so freaking hungry. So I flipped that and I made sure that I ate at least 40% of my calories before 10 a.m. And I'm not going to tell you like what they need to be, but like if you're eating a 2,000 calorie diet, try to eat at least 700 calories, or not 600 calories or so by 10 a.m. And then if you can do lunch the same, and then dinner 20%.
How many calories are in a Bloody Mary?
Hey Siri, how many calories in a Chick-fil-A chicken biscuit?
You look that up, Alan. How many calories in a Bloody Mary? Because when we golf on the
Hey,
weekends,
350. You can have 2 of them.
yeah, baby. You know what? I didn't even eat the whole thing. I actually took off the top of the biscuit and just ate the bottom and the chicken. How about that?
Hey Siri,
Eat
how
that.
many calories in a Bloody Mary?
So Alan's doing some fact checking for everybody on food. So
Use ChatGPT.
40% of your calories. Now, how many percent of the calories before 10?
40. I try to do a 40-40-20 split on my meals.
All right.
150, so you can have a lot of Bloody Marys before
Yeah,
you
you
can.
get, we just start playing golf more in the morning.
I think so.
You drink Bloody Marys in the morning, nobody thinks you're drunk. You bring out a 6-pack.
It's like a salad
I
in
know.
a glass.
Right. So with all seriousness, again, back to the right foods and the right timing. I think you're right because When you're stroking and working really hard as an entrepreneur, in fact, one of my guys prides himself on this too. We're not lunch guys. Like when we're out doing estimates and we're training new estimators, we're like, guys, we don't do lunch. We do because we'll stop and do some training and then grab some lunch. But you're right. I think that really does the thing. And then the reward part gets really good because how about that? Chris didn't have lunch. So that means I get an extra 1,000 calories. So on my 3,000 calorie diet, because I'm in the hiking up a mountain, because I'm going to do a lot of exercise, that means I can really pound 2 double cheeseburgers and some fries. And I'll be full of it, baby.
I think your definition of reward is different.
Probably is.
As long as that's 3 hours before bed minimum, then you're good.
All right. I think you're right. The timing on this. All right. It's all timing. Alan, we got to hurry up and get this thing over because I got to go get a triple cheeseburger from Burger King. God, you know what? I just said Burger King. Here's the thing. Here's the thing. I had not been to Burger King. I can't even tell you when, before COVID, at least, because I did a Impossible Burger King taste off just to see what the difference. I just want to see what they're like.
Yeah.
But I haven't been there. But their advertising is coming back so hard on TV that I just said that. So they got me. Advertising works. Wow. Good. All right. Let's talk about the fourth pillar. What's your fourth pillar to getting better as a head case? Or
recovery methods. And that's going to be a little bit different for everybody. So for me, it's prayer, quiet time, maybe some breath work. Whatever your stress recovery method is. And a lot of times like yoga or breath work is pretty popular. Breath work's kind of the sneaky one. I used to think it was kind of woo woo and like, okay, yeah, breath work, like whatever.
It sounds really woo woo.
The science of it if you do some deep diaphragmatic breathing, it puts pressure on your vagus nerve, which sends a signal to your brain like, hey, calm down. So you do, even like in a really stressful moment, they say take that deep breath and then like at the top of the breath, like that little bit extra and then hold it and then breathe out for like 6 seconds.
I didn't know I had a vagus nerve.
Dude, when he said that, he was speaking right to me. I did. I was like, oh my God,
vagus nerve.
He gave me the bigger point, baby. Let's go, everybody. I got you know what? David is speaking right to you, everybody, because you all have the vagus nerve too. Chris just admits it for you. Don't worry about it. It's all good.
So when do you do this in your schedule?
So it's when I can. I mean, it doesn't have to be consistent for me. When I have a downtime, I will take 10 minutes. It's not a lot. It's just 10 minutes of strategic. And there's a couple of different sources I've used. Even some guys on YouTube that have some great, like Wim Hof and a couple other guys that are just, that's what they do is breath work.
And what does that do?
It's the pressure on the vagus nerve kind of resets your stress response. So it's just kind of a quick signal, but in that it brings down your heart rate. And it just takes everything and levels it out.
Hey, Alan, try it out because I just did. I'm in my flow state. Try it now. Come on, man. Do it. This is me calm, by the way, David. You actually hit 3 techniques that are good because if you're not a faith-based guy, when people say prayer and you're not, you're going to roll your eyes. If you are a faith-based guy, you're going to go, okay, I get what he's saying. So if you're not, breath, right? Go out there and do that. I remember going to a conference and guy got up. He talked about having, he basically had a heart attack at his job. He was an entrepreneur. And coming out of it, one of the things they trained him to do was take 15 minutes in the morning and meditate and do breath work. And that 15 minutes saved him from what was a small heart attack, but was setting him up for a large heart attack. And he was talking. And at that point, he was in his 70s, and that had happened in his 40s. Pretty interesting. Okay. He does that every day. He takes 10 minutes. And he used that same line. You may be faith-based. I happen to be. If you're not, listen to me. And just taking that 10 minutes in the morning. And I would tell you, I did it for at least 3 days. And it really worked for me.
That's really good for you.
It was a big day. Big 3 days.
Almost became a habit.
But when David brought that up, I think that's a great point, is to find that time. And you didn't take a lot of time to do it. You're talking about 10 minutes, man. 10, 15. Yeah. Come on, you can do that.
So in your 10 or 15 minutes, some of it's prayer. How much of that is breath work?
All of it. I mean, I'm doing like different levels of breath work through the whole time. And when I say prayer, like a lot of people think prayer and it's like you're just talking to God the whole time. But majority of my prayer time is trying to silence everything. So what most people would call meditation, right? Just trying to clear your mind and think
Trying to
nothing.
listen.
And it's it's hard to hear somebody talking to you if you're talking the whole time, right? So I try to.
Let's just see how Chris
Shut up, Alan.
assimilates that.
I didn't hear what you said.
Process
Anyway,
that, Chris.
please, I'm fine. All right, back to narcissism. What? Head cases. What? I love this. No, guys, this is great. So let's just recap real quick because I got a question for David. So number 1, pillar. Go.
Movement,
Number 2.
sleep,
Number 3.
nutrition, timing,
Timing, not nutrition, people. 4.
recovery methods.
Good job. David passed the test. Good. He knows his own shit. That's awesome. You got to own it. Woo, thank God. One of the questions that I have for you, David, and I want to talk about this before we run out of time, is I'm in a mastermind group. I know you're probably a big fan of them as well. I saw that in the bio. And one of the things we talked about in the mastermind group is when is the best time to think, to do that real critical thinking? You've been in so many businesses, started them, exited some, moved out, done your thing. When is the best time to get in that flow state?
Man, I'm going to give you a good question on this.
This is good. All right.
It is a good question.
Because I want to hear how he gets there, because then I'm going to tell him where I have a problem. So that flow state,
It does.
where's that best time?
Circle back.
It's coming back. Don't worry. It's coming back. All right.
What I like to do is early morning, between 5 and 6. Right now in the season I'm in, I usually wake up. Actually, I'll tell you, I wake up every single day at 4:04. It's been the weirdest thing for a long time. My alarm's set for 4:30. I wake up at 4:04, and I'm like, really? I got 26 minutes. What is this?
What time do you go? What time do you go to bed?
9.
No. Fair.
Okay.
Which is also like I say 9, but bedtime starts with my kids at like 7:45, and so it's.
I do miss those days when they were young like that. You would come home and say, "Yeah, I'll put them down. Yeah, I'll go up there and read a story." Daddy's out. Yeah. No, you're right. That can shut you down quick. That is cool.
But
right,
so I like to do it early morning.
Yeah, early morning. So that's when you think you're in your flow state. That's when you get your best thinking.
That's what I do best. I know some people are like, I ain't getting up that early, and they might do their better like mid-afternoon. It just depends on kind of your style and what your schedule's like. Right now, 5 to 6 doesn't work for me because generally at some point, like I got to get some other stuff in because my daughter's going to get up, and like it just, I gotta be flexible with it. So I try to I give myself grace, and I find the right time where I can block it out when I need to.
Yeah. So as I've gotten older, actually, who am I kidding? Even when I was your age, and I was in corporate world, 36. Yeah. I started my business at 37. My mid afternoons, I would always have to go and block myself out for a power nap. And I've been a huge fan of those. I've talked about this a lot, and you can make fun of it all you want, but I set my alarm for 14 minutes. So back to his 4:04, not 15, 14, set the alarm, close my eyes, and dude, I could go out anywhere. I mean, I could literally sleep standing up in an airport at 4:04, not then, but in the afternoon. And I found that when I wake back up, I am ready to rock and roll, and I'm back in a flow state. But when I'm down in the afternoons now, it's been really hard for me to do that critical thinking. So I've had to find that time in the morning. And as I'm working with some other people, they're like, "Hey, when can you meet?" And I'm like, "Man, I'm too busy. I got to meet in the afternoon." I'm like, "No, that's stupid." I said, "If I'm going to really make this work, we got to meet in the morning, man." So can we do that? And that's been hard because I've had to put that discipline back in, and I'm not doing it as well as I need to right now.
Yeah.
So people can reach out to you to help them either help, like you can coach them through things like this.
Yeah.
Is that one of the things that you offer? Okay.
Yeah. And so if you're right now in that place where like I said, burnout has crossed your mind like more than once in the last 3 or 4 weeks, and you're like thinking about the white flag and is this really what I'm supposed to do? And I thought I was called to be more, but man, it doesn't really seem like it. Like that. My group program is called Bike It Out, and we walk through like relieving stress, anxiety, getting out of that mental state. And then beyond that, we go into more of like the capacity side. And I have a group called Full Capacity. And that's where we really work on expanding the capacity of the brain and not just like getting out of the survival mode, but actually, hey, I want to go to the next level. And it's more of a hardware software program at that time, right? Um, you got to upgrade the hardware, your physical brain and everything before you can really change your mindsets and your beliefs and have them stick. So it's kind of like, I like analogies. Imagine running a bunch of AI agents that are really moving and grooving right now on Windows 95. Like it ain't gonna work, right?
Oh,
It's just like you have to get your brain firing in the right way and expand that capacity to handle it before you can actually start throwing these new levels of stuff at it.
that's so funny. You'd use the Windows 95 reference. It's so just absolutely hilarious. I'm like, dude,
I can
well,
see you flashing back.
I was flashing back so hard on that. And I don't want to digress too. Yeah, I am. So I actually, in middle school, I got to go to a camp and actually built punch cards and ran them through computers. And then I was on the first DOS-based
When
program.
you said built punch cards, what does that mean? Oh, are you like actually poking the holes?
We had to poke holes in the punch cards and run them through the computer to get the program to set. Yeah, but and then I learned to in college. I had to write Fortran because I was in engineering, and we were the first ones to ever not have to be on a mainframe. And then yeah, so when he said Windows 95, I'm like, dude, whoo, welcome to my world. All right, so let's pump these people up. How can everybody get a hold of you so they can find it if they're driving around right now? They just got to hear it. Let's get it in their brain so they can get it all processed tonight.
Yeah, Instagram is the easiest place to follow and reach me. It's R David Forster, and the other way would be on my website, which is just the letter D and then my last name Forster FORSTER.com.
All right.
I gotta ask, vacation. Are you one of these people that thinks that they can go on vacation and work through the vacation and it's still a vacation, or do you advocate just shutting it down, delegating it to other people?
No, I would shut it down. The business side of things, yeah. My personal habits and routines, I keep that as consistent as possible, and some of that does, involve like checking finances, and that's just so I just stay in that continuous loop, so I don't drop out on any of that. But as far as day-to-day operations and tasks, it takes me about 2, maybe 3 days.
Yeah.
So I can't take like a weekend vacation. I'm more of like, if we're going to go, it's got to be like a full week to 10 days to really enjoy it.
Yeah, because the last 3 or 4 are when you finally realized you decompressed. But I mean, this is so huge for people to listen to because, and I've always been a big advocate. If you're grinding in your business, but if you're not taking care of yourself, you're just not the best you can be. And
Yeah.
so to sleep better, to eat better, to get some exercise, if you were doing all that, just think of how good of a you can be and how good that would be for your business, Chris.
Yeah. Think about the
Alan,
last
you were
time.
doing so good until you said that last little dig. Last little. Don't think I didn't hear that, Alan. We're gonna delete that, Cindy. I want that out.
It was subliminal.
It was good though. What?
I didn't actually say it. You just heard it.
Battle armor up.
Feeling it.
I was feeling it. You guys made some great points because when you're in the soup though, and that's why I started the podcast with this. When you're in the soup and you're trying to figure out what's going on, it's hard. We just had another podcast a couple weeks ago that you guys probably heard, and maybe you didn't. You got to go back to it. Is sometimes as a leader, you got to step out of the jar to read the label. Sometimes when you're in the soup, you got to get out of the soup to see what you're actually cooking, and it's not what you think it is. And taking that walk or doing that 6-minute high intensity thing, changing your nutrition, writing something down, change a habit today, man. Make it. It doesn't have to be a wholesale change. You don't have to be some.
Right.
Some zealot that says, "Oh my gosh, I can't believe you're living like this. I can't believe you're eating animals. You need to be eating vegan." No, but stop. Just do one thing, man. One thing. Try it. See if it sticks. Write it down. See if you did it for 7 days in a row. I mean, hell, I did that breath work and meditation for, a solid 3 days. Okay, maybe 2.5, because at the 5-minute mark,
You're like, yeah, I
gotta go. I'm good. David, this has been awesome, man. Guys, this has been mind expanding.
I think so.
I think so too. This guy's got something going on. I like it. He may have a 3-year and a 4-month-old. And I think one of the things that we're going to all tell you, David, as people who have kids who are older, I'm going to use the Jack Nicklaus quote. Hey, Tiger's really coming on in golf. And man, we think he's going to put more majors than you. I'm like, yeah, Just wait till he has kids, and we'll see how he does. Hey, kids are the best thing you could ever have done, man. And running your own business. Keep doing it. The reason we're doing this is not just to run a great business. The reason is all those other things we just talked about. Take care of you. Take care of your family. Get some things going. Strap on that battle armor. Let's go make it happen tomorrow. Don't forget, Trashman Chris at thetrustedtoolbox.com. Get that shit out of here. Let's get going. Get up that mountaintop. Let's make it happen. We got to go.
Cheers, everybody.